The decision to enter a nursing home is not an easy one. The prospect of giving up your independence and the comfort of your own home can be daunting. But what's more, there are many financial, legal, and logistical questions that need to be answered before the transition can happen in a way that you feel comfortable with. What happens to the house? Who will get it when I die? Can my children inherit it? Does this affect taxes or insurance? Will Medicaid cover my stay at a nursing home? These are all important considerations for any family member who has an elderly family member entering into assisted living care. To help ease some of these burdens, here are some basic guidelines on how families should prepare for their loved one's trip to a nursing home. It is important to make sure that your family members know what decisions you have made about the house and when you plan on making them. These are a few things you should consider. Is there more than one child who will be inheriting the house? If so, how much of the equity in the home does each child get? Have either of your children ever had an ownership interest in your house? What happens if they wish to live in the house after you enter a nursing home? This is important information for them to know, and it is important that you tell them your wishes as soon as possible. Communication between family members at senior care transitions is key to avoiding conflict later on. Do I want to sell my house when I enter the nursing home? If so, will my children be able to afford it on their own? Will they need any assistance from me for a down payment or closing costs? How does selling my home affect taxes and insurance? Asking these questions sooner rather than later can help your children plan ahead if necessary. It will also make sure that everyone involved knows what decisions have been made about the house before it becomes an issue that needs to be resolved later on. Contacting Johnson & Smith Law Firm is a necessary step in planning your estate and medical futures as you navigate the aging process. In order to create a long-term care plan with this kind of legal counsel, it may be best for you to go through some steps necessary before placing yourself into senior housing. After creating a long-term care plan with an elder law attorney from Johnson & Smith's office, you can ensure that all of your necessities are covered throughout life's changing phases, including getting placed somewhere safe if needed during future years. If financial matters have been more prioritized than health concerns over the course of past decades, like most people, then now would be time to consider these options equally important so everything goes smoothly when it's time to make a shift. Making the decision to sell the home you have spent your entire life living in can be difficult. However, it does not necessarily have to happen immediately after you enter the nursing home. Depending on your personal situation and goals, there are a few things you should know about selling the house while living in a facility. If you wish to sell your house while still living independently, doing so will require outside assistance from professionals like real estate agents or interior designers. You should talk to them about what they think is best for the house. In other words, how much do they estimate it could sell for? What kind of changes should be made before putting it on the market? If you want to move into an assisted living facility without first selling your house, you may want to consider getting long-term care insurance, as it may be necessary to pay for your stay in the facility until you can sell the home, the payout of which could cover paid-off or monthly mortgage installments. If you will need a down payment for an assisted living facility, you will either have to take some money from savings, usually frowned upon, withdraw funds from somewhere else that is not an IRA or 401k, which could lead to paying a hefty fee, or get help from family members. If you need help to pay for your stay in the nursing home, you should discuss Medicaid with an elder law attorney before applying for government benefits. This is more complicated than it seems and can take all part of the amount needed out of the sale of your house. These are just a few things to consider when thinking about selling your home and entering an assisted living facility. Although it may be difficult to think about selling the home, it could provide much-needed financial relief for your family members. For more information on property discussions surrounding assisted living coordination and elder law, visit johnsonsmithlawfirm.com. When moving into a nursing home or assisted living facility, another option instead of selling your home is to rent your home. If you do not have the money to fund your stay in a facility, this could be beneficial because it will give you some income coming in each month. Everyone's financial situation is different, and you should discuss your situation with a financial advisor or estate planning attorney. To ensure that everything goes smoothly when it comes time to rent out the house, there are some things that should be considered before putting it on the market. It can be difficult to find tenants that pay on time and maintain the house properly while you are away. Neglecting maintenance of amenities, such as pools, can cause huge problems. All parties involved must make sure rental documents are signed and maintained. Collection of rent must be monitored or else risk not receiving it. Properties need to be checked periodically during tenancy period. Arranging for repairs needs to be conducted if necessary. Renter's insurance must be obtained. As you can see, renting a house can sound like a great idea on paper, but as the house's owner, you still have major responsibilities that become even more difficult to fulfill from a nursing home or assisted living facility. When thinking about your future, please do not hesitate to contact Johnson & Smith Law Firm so we can help you through this process. Our elder care attorneys can answer your questions, provide legal advice, and prepare any last wills and testaments that are necessary before you enter the nursing home for good. When planning ahead, it is important to have an expert by your side so everything goes smoothly in case of emergency and unforeseen circumstances. Contact Johnson & Smith Law Firm today to discuss how to transition into an assisted living facility or sell your house while still living independently.